Hey, hopefully you are looking for information about spiral wedging, because that is what we are talking about right now. So spiral wedging is a little bit more advanced than the ram's head wedging that most beginners start with, but it is better for larger amounts of clay. But the goal is still the same. You want to get rid of all the air bubbles. You want your clay to be consistent all the way through, no soft or hard spots. So that you will get that with spiral wedging. So, couple things. Standing is preferred. I'm just sitting for the video demonstration here. It's a little bit easier to use your whole body weight in the process if you're standing. All right, my surface is clean. Got all the clay crumbs off of it. It's damp. I sprayed it down a little bit so I don't create any excess dust from my canvas surface. If you have concrete or plaster or just a regular board that you're wedging on, just make sure it's clean. So grab your clay. I've got this big chunk. This is recycled clay, and I've actually stacked and slammed it a little bit just to even out the consistency already, and then it was in a bag for a while. So I've got my clay, and you start similar to how you start your ram's head wedging. You're going to press down and in, okay? But slight variation, as you rock it back, you're going to turn it. Okay, turn it a little bit. I turn it to the left, counterclockwise. I suppose you could do it the other way if you prefer. And then you're going to press in again, so you won't be pressed in the same exact spot. You'll be off to the side just a little bit. Okay, and then press down again. So rock it towards you, spin it a little bit, not a whole lot, maybe, I don't know, 10 or 15 degrees. Press again, spin it. Okay, you're going to keep this same basic process going. And after a few times, you'll start to notice the spiral form. Okay, so pretty simple process. It's just like one little variation on the ram's head wedging. As you turn it, or as you rock it back, you turn it slightly, and you press. I press more with this hand. So I press. This hand is along the outside. I press a little bit, but I press more down and in. Now you can tell this isn't fresh clay right out of the bag. It is pretty short. It kind of pulls apart pretty easily. I've probably got some air bubbles in it from the recycle bucket. Okay, so as you continue, you may notice that you're not actually wedging the whole thing like ram's head. You only have to worry about one part. And as you do it, it spirals around, so the whole ball of clay will return to this spot here that you're actually pressing, that you're actually wedging. Okay, so you can see I'm starting to get a spiral. It's not pretty yet, but you get the idea, and it goes back around here. So you might say, how long do you do it? Some people do a certain number of wedges. Some people just wait until they feel like it's consistent. I usually wait until I don't see any air bubbles popping out. So you can kind of see, looked like I had an air bubble here. And as I'm wedging, you can see the clay traveling around the ring here. So it's almost like two motions in one. I'm actually pressing down and pressing, and then this way, maybe slightly after. So press down, slightly after that, press this way. And then as I pick it up, I'm spinning it. And just like ram's head wedging, once you get the hang of it, you can do it a little much quicker. It won't take as long. All right, so when you start out, you want to go slow, and it's going to take some practice. You got to figure out exactly how much to turn it and exactly how much pressure to give each hand. how much total pressure you're going to apply to the clay up here. All right, it just takes a lot of practice to get the hang of it. But after you do, you can pick up the speed and you can do it much quicker. And so some people say this way is the most efficient or the quickest way to wedge your clay. All right, now once you get you feel like your clay is completely wedged, you don't see any air bubbles, you feel it's consistent the whole way through, maybe you've hit your certain number of wedges that you like to do each time, you can, instead of pushing so hard when you push down, let up a little bit. Don't push quite as hard. And then on the next one, as you turn, maybe you let up even a little bit more, so you're even less pressure. And then keep letting up a little bit. And as you do it, the top part is going to get bigger, and it's going to kind of roll up this bottom part. And finally, I'll end up with something like this, kind of this shape. I would definitely say make sure you're standing with your wedging surface about waist height. You don't want to be bending over to do this because that will really hurt your back after a while. So that is spiral wedging. Hopefully you learned kind of the basics. Give it a try. If you have any questions or you want to see something else, be sure to leave a comment. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.